Problem of the day number 3. If you're given a really complicated fraction with fractions inside the numerator and the denominator, the way to simplify this is to multiply the numerator and the denominators by the least common denominator of the denominators. Okay, so we're talking about least common denominator of the 25, 16, and the 5. Now, for the most part, if they don't have any common factors in the denominators, then you just multiply top and bottom by all the different denominators. But if there are common factors, then you just need one of each factor. So what I mean by that is, for example, the 25 and the 5 have a factor of 5 in common. So multiplying top and bottom by 25 will cover the 5 from the denominator in the first one. So we just need 25, we don't need another 5. And because 16 doesn't have any common factors with any of the other denominators, then we also just multiply top and bottom by 16. So we have to do the exact same thing in the numerator as the denominator. So multiply top and bottom by 25 times 16, and then simplify from there. So what I want you to notice is that for the numerator here, we want to, again, simplify before we multiply, otherwise it'll just make our lives harder. Okay, so the 5 and the 25 will simplify. The 25 will become a 5. Okay, and then we would multiply these together. So 4 times 5 gives us 20 times 16. So 20 times 16. So it's basically 2 times 16, which gives us 32, and then add a 0 on the end. Okay, and for the denominator here, first thing I want to point out is that we're going to have to distribute the 25 times the 16 to both of the fractions. Okay, let's look at what happens with the first fraction. So in the first fraction, the 2 over 25 times 25 and 16, again, simplify before you multiply. So the 25s will cancel each other out. So all you're left with is 2 times 16, which gives us 32. Okay, similarly for the denominator, but this time, what cancels out is the 16. Okay, so the 5 over 16 times 25 over 16, the 16s cancel out, and all you're left with is 5 times 25. So 5 times 5 gives us 25, so carry a 2. 5 times 10 gives, 5 times 2 gives us 10, plus a 2 gives us 12, and because this is a subtraction here, we're going to subtract here. Okay, so we have 125 minus 32. 5 minus 2 is 3, 12 minus 3 is 9. So in the numerator here, we still have 320, and in the denominator, we have a negative 93 because the 125 was negative, and so it takes the negative sign. But for the most part, we don't leave a negative in the denominator because it's just a weird thing to see. It's not conventional. So there are two things you could do. You could either put the negative in the numerator instead. So it would be negative 320 over 93. Or you can put it on the outside. So negative 320 over 93. Either one of these are fine. We just don't normally leave a negative in the denominator.